Hi, how's it going, Gamestone Quick? I am Ruby Hart here talking with Satan herself about Peggle Nights, the any percent run that is coming up in just a minute here. I am so excited for this run. If you've ever played Peggle, you know that it is a cozy game that, when taken to the speedrun level, puts it on a whole other plane of existence. In Peggle, this casual puzzle video game, you are given a select amount of balls to take out several pegs on a board. And every time that you play the game and map, it randomizes where each peg lands and how many points you get from them. Now, Satan, what can we expect from the tech itself in this run?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things we can talk about when it comes to the tech. But the first thing we kind of got to get established is that the Peggle physics system is completely deterministic. So if you do a shot in the same spot, besides there are some pegs that move and that can mess you up, but other than that, it's going to go in the exact same place every time. So we can kind of use this system and come up with shots that are really beneficial to us every time, even if the orange layout which is we need to clear every orange to move on to the next level, is different each time. These we end up calling openers most of the time because most of the time you just do that shot at the beginning of the level to start out the level, but sometimes you'll use them later, so it's kind of slightly misleading. They're just consistent shots. And they range from super easy, like one of the ways that we do this is we just move the mouse all the way up to the left corner or the right corner. It's just that simple. And you click because that's the same shot every time. Or aiming at a very specific pixel on the board. Any pixel you can make into an opener shot. So they range from easiest possible to super, super difficult. We even have some strats that are pixel perfect and frame perfect, which you may not have expected from a game like Peggle. But those shots are used for moving peg levels. If you watched the Peggle Deluxe any percent run that Britcha did at SGDQ, you would have seen that in the very last level of the game when the ball went up the helix. That was a pixel and frame perfect shot. There are about 3 frames that you can do it, but they are not next to each other. So you have to pick those out. And you did it in 2 tries. So if you practice a lot, you can get very, very good. But Nights is a little bit different from Deluxe, and there are a couple of reasons for this. The first is that there's different people who designed the levels. We're actually in contact with the guy who designed most of the Deluxe levels, but we don't know the Nights people as well. They designed the Nights levels to be a little bit harder on average, and they also designed them to be a little bit more picturesque, and less so about the design of the pegs in kind of a vacuum. So a lot of runners don't take to that style of gameplay as well. They like Deluxe because it's sort of like more user-friendly at its core. But I'm one of the few people who likes Nights more than Deluxe. I'm a Nights fan. So the strat development has been a little bit slower on the Nights side. But we do have a new member of the community who has been going really wild with the pixel shots on Nights, and I've been trying to learn as many of the new ones as possible to showcase in the run. So hopefully you'll be able to see some really cool shots where I just aim somewhere on the board and then the shot turns out really cool.
No, I was going to say that's incredible. And I know that for the different Peggle worlds, you have a different ability that you can kind of unlock with the different masters of this Peggle school that you are working with. So does the different abilities and where those pegs
ここから
spawn
の
on
司
the
会
board,
進行変わ
does
りまし
that
て、木島
impact
しじまが
the
担当させてい
decision
ただき
making
ま
as far as
す。よろし
which
くお
levels
願いい
to
たし
hit?
ます。
Or is that a little less
声聞こえて
optimized
ま
and
すで
it's
しょう
more
か？これ
about
大丈夫
hitting
で
those
す
orange
か
pegs
ね？
as quickly as possible?
Oh, absolutely. That's a
そして
great
次
thing
の
to
タイトルなん
remember.
ですが、ペグルナイ
Really,
ツカテ
the
ゴリ
Peggle
が
master powers are kind
2%
of just as important as
という
anything
こと
else
な
in
ん
the
です
game.
が、
They range from
という
useless
こ
or
となんです
possibly
が、
mostly useless
あ
in
の、
terms of
です
time loss
ね、私、
to
お恥ずかしい
extremely
こと
difficult.
に、
So
ペ
you really
グ
do have to
ル
consider
やったことがなくてで
how
す
you're
ね。
going to use these powers. You hit the 2 green pegs in each level to spawn the power. So you actually have some
やばい
control
っていう
over
やつ、
when
それ
you'd like to hit
それ
these
し
green
か
pegs
ね、
or even
知らない
if you
ん
don't
で
just
す
want to
よ
hit them.
ね。
So for some powers, it would be beneficial to hit them early in the level and use
や
their
ばいしか
powers
ね
early
知らない
because
んですよ。大丈夫かな
for example, the Cinder Bottom power, which is where you shoot a fireball that just
あ
goes
とそうだ、
through a bunch of pegs.
ペグロ
You
ト
want to
ゥ
have
ーって
lists
い
so
うの
that
しか
you
知ら
can
な
clear
い。
out lots of chunks of pegs that may
知
be
識
in
が
your way.
偏りすぎている。
Easier throughout the level. However, another power which the community is fairly in agreement that is the best power in the game, Tula Sunflower's Knight's power. It clears a certain percentage of oranges based on how many oranges you have
先ほ
left
ど
on
の
the
カセッ
board.
トビ
It's
ーストの解
20%
説入
more
っていただい
rounded.
た方もありがとうございます。
Except for
あれ
that,
いろんな
it
人がや
will
っててめ
never
ちゃくちゃや
hit
ってみ
any
たいなと
nests
思う
with
の
two
で、
pegs.
早
So
速ウィッ
no
シュリス
matter
ト
how
に入れ
many
ておきま
oranges
し
you
た。
have
ありが
left,
とうござい
it'll
ま
always
す。
hit two or more,
えっ
which
と、
means that we try to leave at least one
とりあえ
green for
ず
the end of the
ざくっ
level
と
because
ペ
there
グル
may
を
be hidden
調べたんですけ
oranges
ど、
that
ピ
would be
ンボー
really
ルっ
time
ぽい
consuming
ゲー
to try
ム
to get. But if
で
we
パ
have
ズ
a
ル
nice
要素がちょっ
available
とあ
green
る。
that we can leave alone, we can
あと
just
なんか
hit
よくわ
that
かんないけ
and
ど、
it
大
saves
工が
a
流れる
lot of time.
というところまでは分か
So
ったんで
yes,
すけど、
that tech is super important. Thank you for mentioning that.
Absolutely.
中毒
No,
性があ
that's
るというお話
incredible.
は
And with the pixel
伺っ
perfect
ておりま
shots,
す。
considering that this is advertised as a very casual game,
ピンボ
I
ールプ
feel
ラ
like
ス、
me and so many other people are
ブロック崩
pumped
し。
to
ほう
see
ほうほうほう。
just how this game can really be taken to the next level with a speed run. So, Satan, thank you so much for talking to me about this game. And
へー
Vitals, make sure that you stick around. Her run of Peggle Nights is going to be coming up in just a few minutes here. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick
バ
around.
ンサバもそうだけれども、ヴァンパイアサバイバーですが、なんかこういうゲームのあれなんて言うん
Thank
でし
you
ょう。
so much, Ruby Hart and Satan herself, for that interview. Welcome back,
Speed run って
everyone, to Flame
どういう
Fatales 2023 in
感じ
benefit
に
of Malala Fund.
なるんだろう
For
という
those
の
of you
が
who are just
あ
tuning
まり
in,
想
we
像で
have
きてなくて、
smashed our 60K milestone goal for Peggle Nights. We are now sitting at $61,304.
ちょっとリーダーボー
Amazing
ド見てみ
job.
ます
All
が、
of this money has been raised for Malala Fund. And I would like to remind everyone that Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. They believe local educators and activists are best suited to address the problems girls face in the communities. Malala Fund invests in their work and collective power to create change, hold leaders accountable, and give
アドベン
girls
チャ
the
ーモード
tools
っ
they
ていう
need
の
to
が
advocate
ある
for
から、それをとりあえ
themselves.
ず
From
クリアす
supporting
るって
STEM
いう。
education for young women in Pakistan to creating safe learning spaces for girls in northern Nigeria, your gift today is an investment in Malala Fund programs that directly benefit girls. So a reminder that your donations are not only going towards Malala Fund, but when you donate, you also get added for some of those really cool prizes. And I just wanted to point out that Satan herself has actually donated a
あ
prize
れ
for
か、
day
実
5.
績と
for the
実
day
績ってい
5
うか、これはあ
which
れ
is
なのか
really,
な。
really neat. Satan herself did a
プレ
painting
イデータ
of
みたいなのは
Bjorn,
一
the
旦消した
first
状態
master
で、
in Peggle Nights. So
も
you
しく
should
は
all
新しい
check
フ
it
ァイ
out
ル
by
を作
hitting
って、
exclamation point
やらなきゃいけないっていう。バンサバはなんていうかな、一応その得点とか
Just to read a few more donations for
あれ
you.
かな、なんかこ
we
う
have
条件を決めてそこに至るまでのやつっていう
This is in
感じだった
memory
は
and
ず
in
なの
honor
で、
of Barkley. My
一応
silly
あれか、
conflicting name donations came in too late, so I'll just donate
た
in
だ
honor
普
of
通
the
にプレイ
Barkley.
するって
I'm
い
also too
う
late
よ
for.
りも
P.S. Might I also
どれだ
add
け早くクリアする
trans
かっていうのがちゃんとって言い
yes,
方も変
trans
だけど、
rights chat.
ある程度こう、
We
まあ、
also have
というよりも
$50 from Critique's
技術な
sibling.
のかな、ちょっと
It just reads smiley face.
どういう感じになるのかが全然イメージできないというか。
Chat, we have some amazing sponsors for Flame Fatales 2023, and I'd like to tell you about one of them right now. The Yeti has been an official merch supporter of Games Done Quick events since 2011, and this year is no exception. They are back at this event with a new collection featuring shirts, pins, and a brand new hair clip
あるかな。
A hair clip bow pin. That's so awesome. A portion of the purchase price from all items in the Flame Fatales collection will be donated directly to Malala Fund.
ミラーしてい
Check
る、
out the
イ
Flame
ベントの
Fatales 2023 collection today
あれ
at
かな、紹介をさせていただこうかな。ジャパニーズリスト、現在ジャパニーズリストリームでは、フレームファタルズ2023、大丈夫か画面の様子を、公認で日本語ミラー配信しています。フレームファタルズは女性を中心とした RTA のコミュニティで、夏にはフレームファタルズ、冬にはフロストファタルズという RTA イベントを Twitch の GTQ のチャンネルで配信しています。今回のイベントは、現地時間の13日から7日間、12時間の睡眠休憩を挟みつつ開催されており、ジャパニーズリストリームは Day2 からの模様をビデオを使って、凝縮して3日間日本語ミラー配信を行っております。今回のフレームファタルズ2023も例年に続きマララファンドを支援するためのチャリティー RTA イベントとなっております。マララファンドは女の子が中等教育を受ける機会を得られるよう活動を行う団体です。教育を受けたいという女の子の声を世界に発信したり、地域の教育者や支援者に働きかけて女の子が学びを進めていける環境を整える活動を10カ国で行っています。特定のゲームには寄付と関連して高難易度への変更やエンディング選択等が予定されており、各項目ごとに設定された目標寄付金額を達成した際に行われます。そうですね。ジャパニーズリストリームの方では、その睡眠休憩の時間の方は、取っておらず、そのまま連続で、配信するような形をとっています。なので皆さんちゃんと寝てくださいね。また、寄付金額を表に見立てたビットウォーによって、キャラクター名や選択肢などが決定されることもあります。寄付額に対する報酬は URL から確認いただけます。直接の寄付が難しい場合は、ザ・イエティで販売されているフレームファタルズ2023コラボ T シャツ、グッズを購入することで間接的に寄付が可能です。ジャパニーズリストリームのフレームファタルズ2023は18日から21日の早朝まで24時間昼夜問わず配信していますので、ぜひ最後までお楽しみください。というわけでよろしくお願いいたします。睡眠スキップチャートは本当に辛いので何か特別な事情がない限りはできれば睡眠 100% で頑張っていただきたいあとまだまだこの時間帯だけれどもやっぱり空調をつけていないと暑いなというふうに感じるので、皆さんちゃんと体温というか室温の管理とか、あと水分補給とかちゃんとやろうねっていうよかったらカビゴンと寝ようね。私事ではありますが、本日あれかな、今朝というか、昨日の早朝帯も
It's time. It's
回担当させていただいて、ペグルの時間が始まってしまう。司会進行終わった後に寝て起きたら熱中症になっていたっていうあまりにもよくある話なんですが、そういう感じの子なのでみんな気をつけようね。以上。
Okay. Hi everyone. My name's Satan.
というわけで画面来ましたね。
SatanHerself on Twitch. And today I'm going to be playing Peggle Nights for
今
you.
は回復したので大丈夫です。
Thanks guys so much for making this happen. I mean, 60K was a big goal, and I was nervous about it this morning, but oh my god, it was smashed. So I'm thrilled about that. I've been playing Peggle since I was literally a child. And Peggle Nights has never been shown off at any marathon before. This is a first. You're all seeing it live for the first time. This is also my first marathon run
起きてる
of all
間もつけ
time
て
as
もらっ
well.
て
So a lot of firsts here. I also PB'd in practice, so no pressure for
あ
me.
そうですねなんか
But yeah, the first about 8 minutes of this
これ
run
ゲー
is
ム
going
内
to be a
の多
lot
分
of
テキス
explanations.
トを変
But
更してる
the
の
game
か
is super intuitive, so I'm sure y'all will catch on super well. Those explanations are
よ
just
くあ
going to
れ
be
です
kind
ね
of
なん
about
かこう
stats
いう
and the
イベント
basics
の
of the game.
時
So if you listen to
時
me
に
for 8 whole
こう
minutes,
テクスチャーと
you're going to
か
basically
文章と
understand
か
how the
結
run
構
works.
変
And
更
you're
し
going
て
to be
るの
able to
は
watch
見
the
かけま
entire
す
rest
ね
of the run, no problem, with understanding what's going on the screen besides the powers that appear every 5 levels. Yeah, so I hope you guys are going to enjoy. We're going to start here in a second. I'll give y'all a countdown for starting, and time starts when I click adventure. Ready? 5,
お
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
はい
Thank
グ
you.
ッドラック
So
です
first we have Crime Wave. This is first level of the run. It's very simple. The goal of Peggle is basically just to hit all of the orange pegs in the level before your balls run out. You can see the amount of balls that we have on the left side of the screen. And we're hitting 25 pegs each level.
あなんか
So
知ら
that's a
ない
little
はず
bit
な
more
の
than
に知ってい
2
る効
per
果音
ball. There's something important to talk about with this level in particular. At the beginning of the game, in every Peggle game, including Peggle Nights, there's something called micro zen, and you just saw it right there. So the game kind of gives you a bit of a boost with
Oh,
your
nanda,
shot.
nanda,
So I didn't aim that
nanda.
very precisely, and it
Nanda,
still got
nanda.
the last peg without me having to worry about it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here we introduce another color of pegs. You can see this one is green. If I hit this green peg, which I'm going to right here actually, I get a super guide because I'm using Bjorn. He's the unicorn in the top bit of the screen. Sorry, I leaned forward there. It's doing a pixel shot. Didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do, but it did most of it. And yeah, so you can see where your first bounce is going to go. So he's really helpful for getting nice, precise shots. That was an unfortunate miss there. Although we don't need Bjorn to do precise shots all the time, because we have a little thing called opener strats. Opener strats are a shot that we can do kind of at the
これノン
beginning
ストッ
of
プ
the
で
level.
喋りながらやるのすごくない
And it's going
で
to
す
do
か
the same thing every time. So you actually saw 2 different variants of that at the beginning of this level, which were tap shots, which you'll see another one at the beginning of this next level. So right here, I'm going to aim all the way right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's going to do this really cool shot that you're going to see here. I'm going to do the same thing on the left afterwards
キ
and
ャラクター
tap
っていうの
1 to
はあれ
the
か
right.
な真ん中の上の方にい
Or we
る
can choose an exact pixel to aim at, and we're going to see both of those a lot throughout the run, but especially pixel
真ん
shots
中の
in
方
the
にい
early
る
game
キャラク
because
ター
they're
のこ
really
と
hard.
ですかね
Yeah. The last
うんなんか出ました
peg
ね
that we're introducing in this level is this pink peg down here. The pink peg is a points boost. It gives a lot of points. That's usually not important for speedrunning, especially in any percent. There are other longer categories where that matters a lot for. But for Peggle, in any percent, the only reason that that matters is because you can get a free ball if you get 25,000 or more on a single shot. So if you hit the purple, you're much more likely to get that. And we might see that later in the run to try to save levels. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And that's all of the different types of pegs that you're going to be seeing. And also I'm going to talk about one more important mechanic before we get done with the Bjorn stages here. And that is that every time you load up a level, the position of the oranges is randomized. So this is not
親の顔は定期的に見て
set
もろ
seed
て
run or a set seed game. We haven't figured out how to seed.
事情がある方もいらっしゃる
But
と
that
思い
means
ます
that
が
every single time I boot up a level, I'm kind of figuring out where the oranges are on the fly, and then figuring out what the best way to get them all is. This is kind of a bad generation, unfortunately. There's a lot of oranges outside of those 3 opening shots that you saw me do. So I'm going to be using Bjorn's
でも
power
これ
here
だ
a
け見る
lot.
と本当になんだろう BGM も相まってちるい感じに見えるんですが
Oh, that's our friend the ball bucket. I actually didn't explain what the ball bucket does. On the bottom of the screen, there's a bucket that's going to be going
ここよ
from left to right.
ここよ
That one, if you get
ここの
the
テン
ball
ションよ
in, gives you a free ball. So that's pretty nice. Here, as you can see, we can get an easy slide doing that, but the next slide's not so easy, so I'm gonna get this green to help me. We do have a pixel shot, but it's a little bit more important that I go fast than I show off. So here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's kind of the Bjorn levels. We're gonna be done with them after I finish this level here.
ピンボールだけど、あれなんだな。当たったやつは消えていくか
We have
ら
to。be a little bit careful, unfortunately. I was really hoping that would get that one. Oh well.
ピンボールとはちょっと
So
違
this
う
is
感
where we
じ。
use the ball bucket to our advantage. I did that shot so that it would go into the ball bucket. Oh my, and I got a really good shot afterwards, so I guess we didn't have to be worried. Yeah. Another thing to talk about is those shots that I mentioned, pixel shots or tap shots, are going to do the same thing every time because the physics of Peggle is predetermined. You're also going to see one more type of shot here, the down shot. I aim in the middle of the portrait, and then it normalizes down to the center of the screen, and then I tapped one to the left to be able to do that really cool shot right there, and that works every single time. The really cool thing about Peggle is that it's super accessible. There are a lot of these shots and strats that you can do no matter what your skill level is. And the game is only $5 on Steam, just like a certain other game earlier in the marathon. So a lot of people are able to play Peggle. There are also two sister games,
今気づいたんですけど、そう、なんか背景が、
that are free to download.
それが選んでいるキャラクターに応じて変わっているのかな？
Yeah, whether you're speedrunning or not. And speedrunning is super accessible. Making your own strats is really easy to do. So it's just such a fun, great time.
なんだこの
Yeah. We did not actually see
この
Jimmy's
リ
power
ス
in that level
リ
at
ス
all, but I will explain it once we hit a
この
green
リス
here.
は
Also,
理
I'm
系
sure if you
なの
played
か
Peggle before, you remember Jimmy because he says a lot of things like tubular and radical. Yes, we got that fancy little pixel shot right there. But yeah, once I hit the green, another ball will spawn out from that green, and that's a power called multi-ball. Unfortunately, it messes up a lot of our openers, so Jimmy isn't our favorite speedrunning-wise, but he is extremely radical and cool, and I did just use the green there pretty well. Yeah, not there so well. It's kind of hit or miss. The other ball comes out on the different side to where you hit it, so that's how you can kind of control where it goes. But you don't have full control, so it's sometimes hard to use the power to its fullest extent. We were lucky here, we got a really good level. Yeah, that's kind of the main mechanics of the game. I'll be explaining more and talking about the community more as we go on, but those are sort of the main things you all need to know. Tazel, do you want to do some of our first donations?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get started with those, I just want to let everyone know that we have opened 2 bid war incentives for tomorrow's first run Final Fantasy X. That is to name the character Ifrit and Velfor. So that's an 8-character limit. So when you're donating towards this amazing, mesmerizing Peggle Knights run, be sure to click one of those incentives. But I would like to say we have so much love coming in from your community, Satan. We have $5 from Fish Guy 1000 that reads, I am taking notes with the little looky eyes.
Thank you, Fish Guy. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get plenty of donations from Pegglers throughout the run. Yeah, Peggle has really exploded in popularity over the last couple of years. Mostly thanks to a certain streamer called Doug. He streams on Twitch and also does YouTube videos, and he started doing Peggle about a year and a half ago-ish, and it really, really blew the community up, and we could not be more thankful for his influence. I was one of the people who was actually here before him, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's just funny that most of our top runners were not, except for our very, very top runner, Panaha, who has been dominating the leaderboards for about 4 years now, and he is very, very dedicated. But there are even some categories he won't touch, so there's a lot up for grabs still in the game, even though it is a highly optimized run with a large community. And it's just so much fun to play no matter where you are on the leaderboards. I
やる
wouldn't
こ
let
と
that
がめ
discourage
ちゃくちゃ
you.
わかりやすい感じがして
Ever.
いいな。
Really, play the game. It's awesome. But yeah, any more donos?
Oh, yeah. We have $15 from Britcha. It just reads Peggle.
Heck yeah. If you saw Peggle's SGDQ run this year, you will know Britcha. They did that run. I was on couch. It was so much fun. And that was the first time Peggle's ever been featured at a GDQ. Britcha had a no-fail run, which we are trying to also do here. But fails are kind of standard in Peggle. So don't worry if I fail. It's pretty normal. But a no-fail run, of course, saves time. The biggest time loss you can have in a run is, of course, failing. But there are some other ways to lose time. And one of them is having a shot that bounces up too much. So one way we're going to save time in general
ローグライクなんだ
is we're gonna try to have shots that go towards the bottom of the screen really quickly. And that especially is important during fevers, so the end of the level. We really want to get it into the bucket right away. One of those points buckets at the bottom. You'll see hopefully at the end of this level. So I didn't do that very well there. That was a shot that bounced up a lot. Just as an example of what not to do. But yeah, so that's a fun, that's just something that comes with skill. The other really nice thing about Peggle is because it's so RNG dependent, skill is really, really important. It is not, you know, there's not a lot of rote memorization or anything like that. It's a lot about figuring out, you know,
お、なん
what
か
skills are the best and
糸
where
継
to
ぎみた
apply
い。
them throughout the run. Experience really matters. So, you know, it's kind of not like a platformer where you're just trying to hit the same tricks. You're, you know, going and adapting to your surroundings every time you play a new Peggle run.
ちなみにすっかり忘れておりましたが、こちら飛び入りでも解説全然大丈夫なので、もし有識者の方いらっしゃったら、でかつちょっと今回のイベントに関してはちょっと条件があるので、それにもし会う方がいらっしゃれば、ぜひ今からでも解説の方歓迎いたします。でチャット欄でのこんな感じだよっていう解説も大変ありがたいので、ぜひお気軽にお願いいたします。最初かな今のステージの。
Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You're just not gonna succeed. But that's okay because we can reset unless we're on a marathon.
ああ、なるほどなるほど。
Okay, we're just gonna have fun, do a good run. So no fails for us today, but I PB'd earlier today with 2 fails.
あ、そっかそっか、左の方の
far from it, in fact.
が
So don't worry too much. But yeah, you got to see Redfield's power there. It is nerfed significantly in Knights. In Deluxe, it is really, really powerful. Well, not really, really powerful, but it's pretty powerful because they inject a little bit of that juice that they put into Who, the owl, for... Very nice. I'm free ball skilling here to survive this, hopefully. Oh, geez, really? Wow, 3-1 loves being mean today. Wow, 3-1 is really being mean today. 3-1 hasn't been this mean to me in a long time. Well, the bad RNG block continues from yesterday, if you were here for that. But yeah, exactly. And then we have no fails in the rest of the run.
Yeah, exactly. We're just getting it all out here. We're getting it all out here, chat.
Yeah, and we're demonstrating how ineffective Renfield is. It's really great. 2 birds with 1 stone. But yeah, that's the aimbot power, which we'll see later in the run. Master Who, they kind of give him a mini version of that in Peggle Deluxe.
なるほど。1回の射出でたくさんのピンに触れれば エクステンドで弾が増えたりする。で、難しいステージは、それで、そうか、ここの左上のチャレンジ回数が増えるから、
Yeah, so he's not very good, unfortunately, anymore. There are a lot of other characters that received buffs and debuffs from Peggle Deluxe. Wow, why is it being
そ
so
の分
mean?
クリアの
This is unprecedented. I have never lost this level this many times in a row.
It's okay. It's just showing everyone how difficult this game
Oh.
actually is. Because
It's
when I was
really
watching you
hard, I
play,
will say.
なるほどなるほど。で、落ちた球はこの下のやつで拾っていけば、
And one thing that runners don't really know until they play the game themselves for Knights versus Deluxe. Wow,
おー、
rips are hard.
おー、むずい。
This is why we set the estimate to 122. I PV'd more than 10 minutes from that today, but Deluxe
でででででんではないがっていう感じ
very
だね。
It's much harder
はあ、
than
これは。
Deluxe, and the main reason why is a little thing you might have heard me talk about in the interview. I don't know how they cut it, but is like the level design is really different. In Deluxe, they kind of design the levels independently of the backgrounds. And in Knights, they designed the levels around the backgrounds. And that changes a lot, actually. It sort of changes the entire
多
design
分下
philosophy
のや
of the
つを
game.
自分で動く。
So,
いやでも一定間隔
yeah,
で
it
あでも
feels really,
動
really
いてるようにも見える
different,
け
even
ど
though it's the same game at its core. It looks like we're going to be fine here. Saw there an example of a free ball
あ、
from points.
オートなんだ。
We got 25,000 in that one shot, even though we only hit a few
おー、
points
突
pegs,
破。
and the reason why is because
このキ
also
ャラの
this
ス
is
テ
a
ージ
cool
は
thing you're
全部
going
あ
to
れな
see
の
here.
か。
Actually, we're going to reset that variant. What I'm
that
doing,
last level
名
was
画モ
first
チー
try,
フなんだ。
Chad, first try.
first try. Yeah,
Yeah.
first try. Oh wow. I think the game
やばい。
down on me there. I don't think that was me. Peggle's an old game. It's unfortunately got some issues sometimes, but and my laptop does too. This is actually
Oh.
not a bad example of Renfield's power because of that opener right there. It comes down on the other side where we actually don't have any pegs done yet, and the ball can't go anywhere to be worse. So we get to see something pretty cool.
おー。
Oh, that was
Finally.
awesome.
Yeah. The way that strat works, it's really easy. Is that you aim at the little. Yes, that's what I was hoping.
Nice.
to get there. All
Oh.
right, that was stylistic. Yeah, you aim at the slide like you would normally, but you wait until there are. But you scroll back until there are only 4 cubes on the little aiming reticle thing. And then you scroll back 2 more times, and then it does that nice double slide almost every time. Not every single time, but almost every time. Yeah, here we just have some standard tap shots on the sides of the screen. Nothing too exciting. They're just going to give us a nice, good start here. Also, when you do tap shots that are going to go into the same place every time, you can time the bucket so that you get a free ball every time, which is really nice for safety purposes. But sometimes runners don't do it because sometimes the ball gets caught on the ball bucket and it's
Oh.
slower. So if you're really confident with a level, most runners will not do it. I'm mostly doing it because this is a marathon run, but there are some levels where I don't.
おー。
But yeah, so another thing is that the run is really all about a balance between speed and ball conservation. 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure you have enough balls to finish the level, as
誰だ
you saw with
ね。
3-1, which was definitely first try. Not
Absolutely,
doing that
everyone saw it.
exactly. Can lead to some pretty epic time loss. But if you're doing a shot to get a lot of pegs, but it's really, really slow, kind of like this shot. Wow, thank you, game, for demonstrating for me. It might not, end up being in your favor as much because you might have been able to get those same amount of shots or those same amount of pegs with 2 shots and it was faster, So it's kind of about that balance, which makes it a really interesting speed game in my opinion. Yeah. Nice. I'm actually really surprised that worked.
Oh, this game's amazing. Chat is blown away by your skill.
Woohoo! Awesome. I hope
まあ
chat
背
is
景に
having
合わせて
a great time. Y'all made this happen. Thank you so much.
これは
Yeah,
ペグって言えばいい
I'm
の
so
か
excited
な
to be on stage showing off this wonderful
う
game for you.
ん
So yeah, we're having a great time here.
おーなんかおしゃれだなこのゲーム
Free ball for safety there because this level's actually really, really difficult. If I was going to die in one stage during Renfield, I would have expected it to be this stage, and that's why we got the safety ball. Because wall shots can be very, very deceptive. Okay, we're gonna try to do another pixel here.
BGM でいちいち笑ってしまう
This one's a tough one to hit. Not quite. Okay, that's fine. We have a backup strat that goes down the wall, so no worries. Anyway, Tozzle, this would be a really good time for some donations. This level's pretty long most of the time.
Love to
この
hear
無
it.
限階段みたい
We
な
have $50 from Liz.
回
It
があって
reads,
誰だっ
Happy
たっけ
ninth wedding anniversary to my precious Kenny. Love done quick. Love to hear it. So nice.
Aw, that's so sweet. Any more?
We also, yeah. We've got lots. We've got $20 from Poetry Stud. So glad to see Satan herself running Peggle Nights. She has been an incredible mentor to many, including myself, a true titan of the Peggling
列
community.
車階段かはいはいはい
Thank you
は
for
い
your
Poetry's
donation.
the best. Thank you. Yeah, Poetry was also on couch with us for the marathon. He is a top runner in his own right. And one thing that Poetry exemplifies, I think, better than any other runner is the freedom that Peggle gives you to play the game how you want to play it. There are a lot of pixel strats that you have seen me use / will see me use throughout the run. Poetry is not the biggest fan. Understandably, they're really hard. So a lot of the time, he forgoes them and he
多
makes
分
them
こ
his
の
own
キャラクター
strats.
が絵画モチーフ
And he
の
still gets really
あ
great
れやこれ
times.
な
So
のかな
you are free to play Peggle however you wish to play Peggle. That is one reason I encourage everyone, if they are interested, to check this game out, because there is a lot of freedom in the way that you would play it. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to do something really, really tricky here.
か
Okay, not quite, but that's okay. That still furthers our objective.
Well, this looks tough.
Wow.
お
That went way
ーっ
further
と
down than I thought it was going to go. I was also worried about dying in this one. Renfield is the toughest early game master, I would say. He's really, really difficult to deal with a lot of the time. This is no exception. And again, this is why resetting does exist. And unfortunately, this level is pretty slow too, because if you saw those little portals that the ball was going into, those just you can do an infinite shot if you get really unlucky with those.
いや
Not
ーむ
infinite,
ず
infinite, but you know, like 30 seconds. It's really not good. In a run of this length, that's not something you want to see. Thank you, Renfield, for the one orange. Yeah. Oh, I should talk about why I'm hitting all of the straggler oranges first. So right now I'm doing something called getting the multiplier up. Actually, I didn't even need to get it up for that shot, but what I'm basically doing is I'm hitting a lot of oranges because it increases the multiplier on the right-hand side of the screen. Nice. And that means that every peg I hit is going to be worth more points than it would have otherwise. And then we can get our free balls from points much, much easier than we would have been able to otherwise. Nice. So there I left those two at the bottom so that I could get a quick finish. Finally, after what feels like 1,000 years,
笑ってしまう
we're at the cat tut stages. The cat tut stages are also some of our least favorites, unfortunately, in the run. They are very long, pretty cumbersome, and cat is an incredibly slow power. You guys are going to have to get really, really hype for the late game, where there are a lot of really, really fast powers. Because, yeah, unfortunately, we kind of got to get through some of our slow guys. As you can see there, the ball just travels forever sometimes. Not super efficient. Nice shot, though, there.
That was
Still have
amazing.
11 balls. Yeah. Anyway, this level is just long and has some really annoying balloons, so go ahead and take it away on the donations.
Yeah, we have $20 from Ann No Moose. No comment, but thank you for your donation.
Cute.
Be followed up by $50 from Anonymous. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation. We also have $10 from Pumpkin Pal. I have a sickness and the only cure is Peggle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're in luck.
Do you have maybe a fever?
Exactly.
おー。
Extreme
So-
fever.
Oh, I'm so happy that shot worked. That's a really good example of killing two birds with one stone in Peggle, which is a really good way to conserve both your balls and your time. It's basically if you need to clear out a blue in order to get to something else, or you just want to get two oranges at once, knowing how to be able to fire a shot in order to get two pegs gone instead of one, even if it's not direct, is a really crucial and critical skill. Here's the first scroll strat, by the way. I discovered this maybe a couple days ago. I basically just put it all the way to the right, and I scrolled until I was just off of the peg I needed to be just off of. And yeah, that's that strat.
おー。
Pretty cool. Gets a lot of stuff. And then you can go directly into this nice slide. The nice thing about the cat levels is even though they are a little bit cumbersome, is that they have some really cool slides, which of course is what we're all here for, right? Cool slides.
Oh, yeah. This is incredible. I definitely could not pull off any of this.
That was a really crazy level, I gotta say. Ending that one with 10 balls is very unusual.
That's awesome. Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, Cat, we're hitting our stride a little bit more in, so that's good. Yeah, there I'm doing a tap strat, which is easier to try to line up this pixel strat, so you can do stuff like that. Let's see if we got the pixel strat we were looking for. Yeah, very nice. Funny story about that shot, which is usually better if there are more oranges for it to get, is that some members of the Peggle community who stream, which there are a lot of us, check us out on Twitch if you're enjoying the gameplay, use a bot in the chat called a Neve,
いやー。
which learns
こ
from
れ。
things that the people in chat say and says random stuff every now and again. It asked for us to use a quote-unquote
これ
triangle
うまくやれ
strategy.
たらほんと気持ちいいんだろ
So
う
a member of our
な。
community who finds a lot of pixel strats, Soup, V Soup, said, "You're game on," and found this little triangle in the upper hand corner of the screen, found a pixel on it that makes that nice little slide, and called it the triangle strategy. So sometimes strats are more silly things.
That's really unbelievable. Like, I cannot believe that that's how that worked out.
I know, isn't it great? And
Yeah,
it's a really
bye.
good strat, too. It helps
That's
make that level a
awesome.
lot more consistent. Yeah. You saw the
下のや
cool
つ
slide on that
が
side.
な
Unfortunately,
ん
we
か
didn't get the
ト
full
ランポリ
slide
ン
on
ト
the
ランポ
right.
リンみたいに跳ねるというか。
That's kind of what this level is designed for. So if you're ever playing this game and are stumped next time, try
当たり判定が大きくなってるのはキャラクターの能力なのかな。
Nice lucky bounce there.
おっと。
So we have some slightly hidden oranges on both sides. See what we can do about getting those.
キキキキ。いった。
I absolutely
Oh.
love watching you get close to the screen to line up your shots. It is so good. It's so immersive.
I know. I love the streamer lean. I have to do it too because I am running on a laptop, and laptops have a lot more pixels generally. So my pixel shots are a little bit harder than most people's pixel shots. So I gotta lean in nice and close. We're
That's great.
at the risk of sounding a little weird. We're getting intimate chat. Peggle after dark.
みたいですね。そうっぽいですね。緑のやつが特殊効果というか、キャラ固有の何かが出てくるみたいな感じ
We
なんですか
have
ね。
$10 from Squidney. Shout out to the Peggle community. It's a wonderful, welcoming group of people who I love to see
Oh.
succeed. Best of luck, Satan.
Thank you, Squidney. That's a really good segue into talking a
なる
little
ほど
bit
なるほど。
about
キャラス
the
キ
community.
ル
We
があっ
talked about
て、まあいろいろある
all the
けれども、
ways
この
that
キャラクターに関しては
the
下の
community has gotten bigger in the last couple of years, but the community is not only
あれ
bigger,
か、
it's
弾
also
を再利用できる
so welcoming. We
やつの
are just
周りの当たり
always
判定が
so
大きくな
happy
る。
to have new people.
なるほど。
And we really love anyone, no matter what. You guys should really come into the Discord, chat with us. I'm
で
a
だん
mod
だん
there,
やばいやつが出てく
so
るって
I'm
ことです
always
ね。
happy to answer any questions that anybody has. It's just super welcoming, super friendly, wholesome community. Yeah, it's a good time. Oh, that was such
Oh.
a tease. Don't you guys hate that?
Always because it goes in like slow mo.
これあれになった後
I
に
know. Actually,
大工流れてる
small
中めちゃくちゃ
technical note that
速
you
い
guys
スピー
may
ド
not
で
know.
ボールがぶっ飛んでるの
So
も
some of you at
ウケる
home
な
might be going, why isn't it zooming in? Because that might be what you're used to it doing right now. It actually doesn't have to zoom in. There's a setting called 3D acceleration that controls
Oh.
that and a couple of other things in the game. If you turn it off,
エイドあり
that
がと
goes
うご
away.
ざいま
And
す
we actually have ours turned off.
ジャパニーズリストリームへ
Partially
よう
because
こ
that
そ
does make the game a little slower, that zoom in.
現在こちらでは
And the end, but also partially because all the
フレーム
strats,
ファタルズ
have been discovered
2023
with
の
3D acceleration off
再
because
配信
it also changes the
再
physics
配
of
信
the
というか
game
リ
for
ストリー
some
ムの
reason.
方を行っておりま
So
す
if you're
で
playing
現在
the
の
game and trying
ゲー
to
ム
do
が
strats
ペグル
and
ナイ
going,
ツ
what? Why
ですね
isn't this aiming at the left and then tapping once
私
working
完全
like
に
it
見
does
入りしらで
in
今
that
見
might
てい
be
る
one.
状態なんです
Turn
が
off your 3D acceleration.
もし有識者の方がいらっしゃれば
That was cool. Yeah, we're on to the Splork levels.
チャット欄でも
So as you can
飛び
see
入り
there,
で
Splork's power is space
解説
blast.
参加していただいても大
If
丈夫
you
で
hit
す
the greens, it'll just do a big giant blast around that green, which is obviously really great. But then the greens have to be placed well. So for certain levels, sometimes we will reset for green positions. But that's
やった
actually
方がい
mostly
い
in
とは
deluxe,
ね
not so
人に
much
勧められているん
nights.
ですが
The Splork levels have a lot of really great strats and are pretty consistent no matter where
未だ
the
にで
greens
きない
are,
っていう状
except
態
for
で
the
す
last
ね
level, and I will show you why there.
そうですねなんか一
But
応
yeah, so also
一応って言い方もおか
oh,
しい
the
んで
screen's
す
going to
が
help us get that orange in a way that we wouldn't have been able to otherwise. This is also another master that has been given a change from Peggle Deluxe. In Peggle
今
Deluxe, Splork's radius was a little bit bigger.
今ですねちょっ
So
といや
they're just
スキド
slightly
ラン
weakened in
.com の
this
方を
one.
見たら奏者
But
さ
not too
んが
much. One of the most minor buffs and nerfs out of all of
162
the
人いらっ
Peggle
しゃっ
casts
て
have
この
been
カテゴリーに
changed.
関しては
Yeah, this is a nice screen
何だ
here because it allows us to get a lot more
133
oranges
人
at
の
the
方
beginning
が
to fill
走っ
our
ていらっ
bulk
しゃいます
flyer,
ね
like we
や
were
ば
talking about before. That doesn't quite get
結構
that
いる
pink I was hoping it would, but that's okay. Still
あ
gives us a
ー
lot
笑っちゃう
more
な
breathing room to work with for the rest of the level.
あでもそうだその
But yeah, this
多分
level
その
it's
前
really
の作
important
品
that you
の
get
ペグル
multiplier
デ
a
ラ
lot
ッ
of
ク
the
ス
time.
400人ぐらいいるんで
That's what I was going.
大人気コンテンツじゃんまあ大人気なのは知ってるんだけれどもやばやばいな
Nice.
これ
Get that extra
Although,
ball.
did we need it? No! Kick the bucket!
おー
Nice.
That was so
Subara.
cool.
やばい
Great.
The best thing about running Peggle is that you get the exact same feeling of, oh my gosh, that was so cool, that you did when you played the game for the first time when something cool happens that you didn't control. Here's something I did control. Nice little
すごい
slide
なな
there,
んか私
done
も
by doing
全
an
く
L1 and then
あれなんだ
aiming
けれ
down
ど
the
も
center
なん
and
か
tapping right.
開発者の方何かのイベントの時になんか
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone's gonna be busting out
この
Peggle
ゲームの
nights
開
after
発
this
者の
run.
方が登壇して
Absolutely.
ペグル2出るよって言っただけでめちゃくちゃ湧いたっていうのは
kind of the classic
それ
Peggle
だけ
era
知ってるんだ
is
けど
just deluxe, Knights, World of Warcraft, and Extreme. So the other ones kind of don't work
キ
the
ープリ
same,
ッカーとかそう
but
い
there's a whole
う
giant world of Peggle to love.
感じの
Okay, here's why this last level, we don't want greens
あ
in
れなん
certain
だろう
positions.
な
We're
なんか
fine here.
こ
But if the greens had been in
う
this
妙に
area,
中毒性があ
this little
る
middle radius, we wouldn't be able to do a cool strat
ゲームの
that
中の
I'll
一つ
show
なんだ
you
ろうな
in just one shot.
300 300
I'm excited.
One slide,
お
two
ー
slide, big bang.
お
So the
ー
geometry needs to be like that in order to do that slide. But it's a really easy
あと
strat
外枠
also. That's just a tap strat and then aiming close to the slide.
Wow, it's absolutely
よく
wild.
見ると
You
そう
got, like, most of the board
球
done in
の
one
動きに合わせてめちゃくちゃ見てて
I know, isn't it great? This is one of the reasons I personally am more of a Knights fan than a Deluxe fan because it gives you so
やばい
many opportunities to do these really cool things.
速攻で引っ込んだけど
Deluxe again, the levels were kind of designed on their own, which is really, really nice because they're a little bit more user friendly. But in Deluxe, because they're designed to look a little bit cooler, sometimes you can do a little bit cooler stuff. Okay.
もうなんかビジュアル的に大丈夫かって感じのヤドカリかなヤドカリかなヤドカリなのかロブスターなのかわかんないけど出てきたけど大丈夫か
So it'll probably be all right, but we'll see.
I believe.
We also have a new master and therefore a new power. Claude the Lobster. If you are a Doug Doug fan, and shout out to the Doug Doug fans in chat, you will recognize this guy. He is French. And in this game,
ねなんか
his only desire is to become a giant kaiju. I actually didn't mention
ちゃんとこ
before,
れ
but
今リーダーボー
the
ドを見てる
premise
んで
of
すけれ
Peggle
ども
Knights
一
is
番早い
that
方は
every
1時
Peggle
間切ってる
master
んだ
that you
な
met Peggle
どう
Deluxe
やすればそんなことが起こるんだ
has a dream. And that's what they're dreaming about during the night. And Claude's dream here is to become a giant, giant lobster. So right now he's just a normal sized lobster in the background. But later you might see some weird stuff begin to happen.
あーなるほどなるほど本当にピンボールのペコペコするやつ
Was hoping for that.
か
Got it.
これ
Yeah, this level can
Hold
be
up.
really, really random and just decide you don't win. So I'm glad it decided I won.
おー
Nice job. Way to get through that stage.
Thank you. Yeah, so now Claude's
今回の奏者さんが現在、12位133人いて12位早いな
That's great. He looks really happy in the background.
Oh, he loves it. This is his favorite. Everyone in this game has a dream. In fact, actually, I painted a prize that is up for
早っ
winning today, and you can still get your donations in for that, and all of the other wonderful
い
prizes
や
that
配
are
置
out
が
right
めちゃくちゃ
now.
いやらしくなってきたな
Bjorn, the unicorn,
おーっ
being both his
to.
beautiful, majestic, regal deluxe self and his superhero crime-fighting self from Knights. So if you want to win that, that's a $15 minimum.
Yeah, it's awesome. Y'all should check it out. Exclamation point prizes in chat to go take a look.
Yeah. Heck yeah. We got any more donos?
Oh, yes. I've got a bunch of donos to read, but before we do, I just want to remind everyone that we do now have open the Final Fantasy X naming incentive. So that's to name 2
Oh.
characters, Ifrit and Velfor. There is an 8-character minimum, and we have some amazing names coming in so far. Right now, for Ifrit, Cat Tut is in the lead, and for Velfor, it's Chef. So that's for tomorrow's run. So when you're donating, make sure to click those incentives. We also
まあ
have
しれっ
some
とこれの
wonderful
次の
more love coming in from
次
the
はあれか
Peggle community.
振り
We have
返りか
$10
紹
from
介か
Live
みたいな感じの
Let's go
トークショーみたいな
Satan.
感じなの
So
であ
proud
れ
of
な
our
んで
little
すけど
community. Less than 3.
その次の FF10
Hi,
の
Lai. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lai is one of our newer
フ
Peggle
ァイナルファン
runners
タ
who
ジー
came
10
from
の
the SG to Q run.
ビットウォーが紹介されてましたが
So pleased about how much everybody enjoyed that run.
召喚獣の名前がえらいことになりそうだな
Rocked it. So we love y'all. Thank you, Lai.
おー
Yeah. Just want to mention, Eiffel Power is hard, really hard. We are making it look really easy. It's not.
おー
It's really hard. Yeah. You might be thinking, what are these flippers doing at the sides of the screen? Well, that's Claude's power, and they make this game into a bona fide, real pinball machine. You can click the right mouse button to flip them up and down, like we're
Nice.
doing there, so that it ensures it gets in the bucket quickly. And that can be helpful for getting loose pegs, but in some levels it's kind of not, like this one. I don't really know why this
Oh,
is a Claude
restart.
stage. I need to be going lower. There's a pixel shot here, and it's actually really important, so.
Thankfully, it's really easy to reset the levels. I like that about this game.
There we go.
おーナイス
Yeah,
It's really
I love
important
to
to
see
get
it.
that.
いいねいいねいいね
It's really important to get that because this level is really closed off normally, and you might have to spend like 2 or 3 balls really opening that up if you don't get a pixel shot. But if you do a pixel shot invented by our very own Any George, who is one of our night specialists and one of the best pegglers in the game right now, then you can open it up right away. It's still a really hard level.
これがやりたかったんじゃ
Despite that,
的
but that
な
helps a ton. There we go.
お
Working
ー
with the board. You gotta become one with the game.
You are the game.
You are the game.
惜しい。
Oh,
This is the game you were looking for.
it makes me so happy every time
Oh.
that happens. We get extreme fever from chat, and it's so fun to see.
Oh my gosh, are you guys doing Extreme Fever every single time? Oh, I love that.
They are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all are the best. This one's a triple tap shot. I found this one. It's more so a safety strat, but it's a really good safety strat. Yeah, unfortunately the flippers are gonna mess with this one. One of the things we don't love the flippers for is that it sometimes messes with ball shots that go on the bottom, but luckily we can also flip the flippers and get some oranges with it. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Another really interesting mechanic, by the way, of Claude that we don't get to see in Knights very much, unfortunately, is that, when you activate Claude, and there are pegs in the way of the flippers, and if any of them are orange, those orange pegs move to a different blue peg on the board. So if you have those corners and you have really bad oranges in those corners, sometimes you'll activate Claude so that they can move.
That is really sneaky and really interesting tech.
Oh.
I know, right? It's such a niche little mechanic. Tula time! So Tula's the best character in the game. It's not even a question, it's not even a contest. Tula's the best character in Peggle Knights. And you might be like, well, why is she here now? And why wasn't she the best in Peggle Deluxe? We heard
今の何？
other characters were better, sort of, in Peggle Deluxe. The reason why is because they buffed Tula in a really, really interesting way, which I actually alluded to in the SGDQ run. So if you've been waiting months for that, here's your answer. They made it so that when you hit the green, you can have a minimum of
そう
2
ですね。
orange pegs.
緑取った時
That's really,
に
really important.
あれかな、
Because that
赤
means
い
you can leave a green till the end of the
丸い
level.
ペグが多分あ
And
れな
then
のかな、お
catch
花になっ
some
たのか
really
な、全部。
difficult to get oranges with the green instead of having to get them yourself. It also means that you're always going to get one more orange with a green hit than you would otherwise, unless you're down to 1 peg. And that changes the game completely, I promise. The fastest runs of this game are done using mostly Tula, and some other masters when they're needed. Oh, that's not the right bucket timing. Oh well.
So much extreme fever. It's great. Keep up that energy, chat.
Yes, so we want to hear your extreme fevers. Oh, also, my headcanon, but it's like a little canon, is that Tula's a lesbian.
Nice.
If you guys were here for Super Lesbian Animal RPG, I wish they had a sunflower in that, so that I could say it was Tula. Oh well.
I've got some more love for Peggle coming in with donations. We have $5 from AN. Peggle is the best. Oh yeah.
Agreed. Could not agree
な
with
ん
you
で
more.
スーパーレズビアンアニマル
Really?
RPG の話が出たんだろう。あれめちゃくちゃ気になってはいるけれども。
Yeah, this level's kind of a pain sometimes because of that little portal in the middle. A little bit of time loss. But that's okay. We made it
おー、う
through.
まい。
That one can kill you though, so I am grateful for it. Not treating us too badly today.
そうそう、なんか
Oh wow, this is a
Awesome,
really
that's great.
普段
interesting generation.
ホラーゲームを走られている方が海外の
No,
ですけど、
oranges down
そのゲーム
here,
確か走ってらっしゃっ
so that's
て、
really weird. Don't usually
めちゃくちゃ
have that.
丁寧に作られててすごい面白そうだなっていうふうに
It's another really honestly easy to
思っ
perform
ているの
strat.
で
It's such an
多分その
accessible
うち
game.
買うとは思うんですが、なんせ確かあれも英語しかなかったはずなので
Yeah, we have $20 from Wilsta. I love Peggle Extreme.
イエーイ
Peggle Extreme is hilarious. If you've never seen it, check it out. I'm not going to spoil it, It's free, so just look it up and download it off the internet. It's really quite the treat. Yeah, I really think y'all should experience Peggle Extreme for yourself. Another interesting thing, actually, speaking of Peggle Extreme, is that Knights wasn't the second ever Peggle game created. It was the third. Peggle Extreme was actually the second ever created game. Also, that was a pixel shot. And that means
ファイナルファンタジー
that
10と
Peggle
ペグル
Extreme was
は
made with kind of the same
そこで繋がってい
engine
た。
that Peggle Deluxe was. But they
でこの
revised
キャラク
a
ター
lot of
は
things
いろんなところに旅行に行ってらっしゃるの
And
ね。
then when Peggle World of Warcraft came out, that used the same one for Knights. So if you play those games and you feel a difference, that is why. Some of the differences include the Masters differences that
ああ、
we've
気持
talked
ちいい
about already.
ね。
But there are also some differences, like there were some cheat codes that were included in Peggle Deluxe that also work in Peggle Extreme, but they don't really in Peggle Knights or World of Warcraft. Yeah, so stuff like that.
おー
So explain to me this power again. When you hit the green
こ
peg,
このキャラ
it-
強くない
does
か？
it bloom some of the orange pegs around it, or
Yeah, it's based on the ones around it and how many you've already hit. Also, there I failed to consider that there had been some bloomed away. That wasn't going to make my strat work, but hopefully we'll be fine anyway. Yeah, it depends on how many are
あー
left. Sorry, I
あれ
forgot
ですね、
to mention that.
フォントが読み取りやすい
So
もの
if
で
you
あれ
have a
ば
lot left, it's
結構
gonna
それでもい
bloom,
ける
20%.
か
As
なっ
you
て
go
いう
down, it'll get less, but the same percentage. Until you get down to 2, and then it'll get the last 2, which, as I mentioned before, is super important.
oh, that's neat.
Okay.
So it's 20% of the orange pegs, or 20% of all pegs.
Yeah, 20% orange pegs, and it
Okay,
only gets
got it.
orange pegs. Yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah.
いいこと
It's really, Tula's the best power. She just is
あ
very nice. That's what we were setting up for
Oh,
there.
that was excellent. Way to go.
ー
Thank
ありがとう
you.
ございます。後でちょっと
Extreme Fever.
調べてみます。そ
So
し
yeah,
て
Peggle is deceptively highly
えー
strategic.
ひまわりのようなキャラクターからこれはドラゴンさんかな？
Kind of not go for the other oranges because I knew that that green would hit the other oranges that I left if I hit that orange on the left side before I hit the green. And then I was like, how am I going to do that?
あと独
Because
特
that
な
orange isn't directly accessible. And then I made it directly accessible and also hittable in the same shot to save time. So there's a lot to this game. It's
ワン
there's a
ツー
lot of physical skill, there's a lot of mental skill, there's a lot of strategy,
あー惜しい
a lot of strats. It's just kind of an
Nice.
all-around cool game. Also, you saw there, Cinderbottom's power is Fireball. And
こ
we
の
use
キャラは
it
あ
to
れなのか消防士か何かなのかな
essentially. It just goes through pegs, and it's especially useful for getting through big walls.
めちゃくちゃやばいところで火災起きてないかこれ
Okay, there I was
やばい
trying to do a specific pixel strat, but it didn't quite work out. That's okay. I think we'll be okay. Not too worried. Honestly, the late game in Peggle Knights is sometimes a lot easier than the early game.
Really? Why is that?
Just the math.
やばいやば
So like there.
Okay.
いやばい
But in the early game, you know, they don't do as much for you. And there's still a lot of complexity to the levels in the early game. So, you know, it's just kind of generally harder. A lot of the time. But not all the time. We're going to see some really hard levels later. Don't worry.
I mean, these already look hard.
Very nice.
ナイス
Little
Nice.
shots like that. If you do things like that, you're going to save, you know, 5 seconds.
ほうほうペグルナイツは、ペグルマスター、キャラクターかが見ている夢ほうほうほうほうほうあだからさっきの、ね、ネズミホリネビーバーわかんないけどみたいな
right side before I did the left side because I had a right
キャラ
side
が
opener that is no
あれだ
longer
ったの
viable
かなんか
because of the
ノーベル賞を取ってたりとかしたの
fireball.
か
Another
Ho, ho,
example
ho,
of
ho.
strategy in this game.
I honestly could watch this all night long. Like it's just incredible. It's so mesmerizing and satisfying.
I'm glad you think so. I mean, me too.
It's really great. Like I just could sit here for hours.
That's awesome. I mean, you kind of can, because streaming Peggle has never been bigger. I stream very frequently, and I'm more so a Knights gal than a Deluxe gal. So if you're enjoying the gameplay better here, you know, you might find more of that.
いい人すぎないかこの人。
But there's also a lot of Peggle Deluxe going on at other streams. And yeah, if you
このドラ
look
ゴ
at
ンいい
the
人だ
Peggle tab,
な。
there's almost always someone playing the game. So, you know, there's more Peggle content out there for you to discover and love.
I'm so glad we got to showcase it tonight. Again, thank you everybody for meeting that $60,000
Oh.
milestone for this run. It is totally worth it.
Totally. I'm so glad it was met. Thank you guys so much for all of your hard work, generosity,
おー
and just dedication to good causes and
レイ
helping
ドありがとうござい
Flame
ま
House
す。
be, you know,
ジャ
awesome.
パニーズリストリームへようこそ。
Crew, hosts, all of you are
やばい。
just, and everyone watching, you all make it happen. So thank you guys so much for all the hard
現
work.
在こちらでは、フレームファタルズ2023というイベントを、再配信しております。
I just want to shout out actually, my
で
amazing
現在のゲームが、ペグルナイツ
you put in
の
so much
2% ですね。
I'm gonna say, before the run to really sort of
よかったら、
support me and
有
understand
識者の
how it all
方、
worked.
今からでも大丈夫です。
I couldn't be more grateful. It was
あ
the
の
most
解説に
welcoming
入っていただける
way,
と大変助かります。
you know, start here. It was awesome.
おお、すごい。
You're so welcome. I was so
チャット欄
happy
での、
that you were
解
so
説も
open
大歓迎
to
です。
discuss this game with me, share your thoughts. I had so much fun preparing for this run.
Yay! I'm so glad.
Thank you.
It's all just a love
今
fest.
私はミリシラでこのゲームを見ております。
Oh yeah, like
Oh.
we got donations to support the Love Fest.
はいはい。
I have $25 from Snapdragon, who says less than 3.
うさぎ
So that's
か
why it's a
な
Love Fest.
なんだなんだなんだなんだなんだなんだなんだ
Exactly right.
なんだなんだ
Finally, we have Warren. Again, Doug viewers will be very familiar with this character, but so will many other Peggle people. 1, 2, 3. So Warren's kind of, I would say, the most unique power in the game because all of the other powers, you hit the green and it does the exact same thing every time. You don't have to really worry about it. Warren is not like that. Warren has a wheel up here, and it will give you one of 4 things. 2 of those options are a thing called Magic Hat, which increases the ball's hitbox. Hopefully we'll see that soon. One of the things is triple score, which we already got, which triples your score at the end of the shot, which is only good in any percent if it gives you free balls. All right, Magic Hat.
なんだなんだなんだ
Which it did for us, luckily.
なんだなんだなん
See how
だ
the Magic Hat got more up there than it would have otherwise. Very cool Magic Hat, thank you. And then the last spot can give you any power you've seen already in the game. So we won't have the 2 late game powers in this game available to us in that pool, but we will have the others, so that's exciting. Here we're going to have to clear in the way here, because there's some dice. Actually, you know what?
いや難しくないこれおお
Wow. That was like a half second thought. 10 balls left. Gonna clear everything. Now we're just gonna do
複
this
数の
amazing
能
bank
力
shot here.
の中からランダムで決まる
Thank you. Sometimes you just gotta go for a little bit of style in Peggle, and honestly, the stylish
今の
thing
は
is
すごかっ
usually
た
the right thing in this game, which is super cool. This is
Swag
the
strats.
easiest pixel shot in the game. I promise you, you can do it too. Just goes over in that nice little slide. You just have to put your mouse right over the hook on Warren's little, I guess it's a hook. I don't know what it is. There. He's an adventurer like Indiana Jones in his dream. Seems like. Yeah. Also, he's gay.
Nice.
Just so you know. Yeah, that's a
あれかな？
big meme in
パ
the
ットって
community
やつは
because
めちゃくちゃ飛ぶようになるって感じでいいのかな
I made an emote with Warren and a rainbow in the background just to show it. You know what? Let's full. let's full clear. We're not going for a great time,
ほほ
so
ほほ、ありがとうございます。
let's attempt a nice little full clear here. Excellent.
おー、うめ
Ultra Extreme Fever.
え。ナイス。
Yes, chat.
I too, by the way, is a
have-
really hard level. So I'm thrilled we were able to do that on that level.
We need to see it. Ultra Extreme Fever in chat. More hype than Extreme Fever.
おー。
Ultra Extreme Fever. Yeah, that happens when you clear every level, or when you clear level 100%, instead of just partially. And it is super cool.
I'm
お
really
ー。
excited you got to show that off. 'Cause when I was
Oh.
researching this game, I was looking into that, and I was like, oh, we probably won't get to see that, but that's cool. And then here we are.
Yay! I know, I wasn't expecting
Umma.
that either, especially so late into the run. 9-2 of all levels? That's a really hard level. That's a run killer level. Like, wow.
It was great.
So very pleased about that. Oh, come on. There we go.
おー。
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
So- It's always nice when it goes straight down for Extreme Fever.
Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
It's always nice when the ball goes straight into the bucket for Extreme Fever.
I know, it's so satisfying and it's fast. So that is the optimal thing to have happen. I think Magic Hat's really good here. Let's see.
これ、2回まで
Okay, it's only fine.
出
Oh
せる
well.
と強いな。
But yeah, that was a down shot
消し
opener.
決めると、ウルトラエクストリームフィーバー。
Those
いいっす
are
ね。
not super common, but they, when we figured out we could do that about 6 months ago, they really did change the game for strats kind of like that one, and the one you saw in 2-1, and a couple of other places. We're discovering new tech for this game all of the time, and it is a 2009 PopCap game. So it's a super exciting time to be in the community right now. There's a lot of discovery going on. A lot of people doing first runs, lots of improvements from the top runners. In fact, we just had the deluxe any percent record broken today by Panaha. So
What? Really?
yeah, no kidding.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is now down to 50 minutes and I think 34 seconds, which is not a time we would ever have thought would happen because that game has 55 levels. Meaning that that's a significantly more than 1 minute per level average, which is incredible.
Yeah, and this one has 60 levels, right? Just to give a
Correct.
a reference.
Correct. Has a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to our new character that we might get to see.
Ooh,
With
that's
their
exciting.
5 levels. Yeah. From Deluxe, which is the most major change, besides the levels themselves, of course. Is the 11th new character. Get hype? Ooh, very nice. Ah, it doesn't quite go all the way in. That's okay. That's good. This level can be kind of tricky, so I'm trying to do all these sort of double shots here to make sure that we have enough left over. And we were just fine.
おー。
It's too bad the early game was good. We are killing the late game. I will say that right now. Late game is going really well. So here we have another new master, our second to last new master in the game. I know it's going by so fast. Who the Owl, and Who the Owl does Zen Ball. So as we alluded to earlier, there's a little bit of aimbot in his shots. So when I hit the green, the next shot will be a Zen Ball. The reason I missed that timing was actually because of the game sputtering, not me, unfortunately. Old game and old laptop. But it'll go where it can get the most points. So what that means is oftentimes you want to aim near the purple or shots that are able to get to the purple because that's a lot of points. Oranges are also worth more points than other pegs though. So Who will often get lots of oranges as well, which is very helpful. Whoa!
おー。
Genuine reaction.
That's great. You can still be surprised even after speedrunning and putting hours into this game.
I know, isn't it great?
Love it.
Okay, that was supposed to be a slightly different pixel shot, but we got the green on this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna let Who do something cool. Not very fast, but kind of cool. The problem with Who, of course, is that he doesn't know we're trying to go fast, so sometimes he'll do a slow shot. Sorry. Sorry, Who. We love you, but yeah.
Maybe it's late, but I just really like saying "whoo" right now.
Wait, Who gives set shots?
Exactly.
Yeah, Who gives set shots?
Who?
Who? I feel like we're not really seeing eye to eye right now. Funny. So what I'm going to do here is I just kind of cleared all of the oranges away from
ボール
that
の
side
軌道
here.
をスコア
So
が
that
取り
when I
や
use
す
the
い
Zen
とこ
ball
ろ
here, it will
に微
hopefully
調
just
整。ほうほう
condense
ほう。
itself and get a lot of these oranges on this side here. And I'm going to aim at the
ありがとう
purple
ござい
so
ま
that
す。
it has maximum options on where to aim. And yeah, that
Oh,
did
wow.
that did kind of what I thought. So Who requires a lot of strategy as well
Amazing.
to get him to work as best as he
やっ
possibly
ぱり笑ってしまうな。
Oh, thank goodness. That strat hasn't been working for me all day. Oh yeah, so glad we got the 2 out of 2. That one's so pretty. Poetry Stud
Beautiful.
Gaming, who we talked about earlier, made that strat up. Thank you, Poetry. Speaking of, any more donations?
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, we've got $9 from Yarn. This version of Peggle is incredible, and Satan is killing it. I totally agree. We also have $25 from Trebuchet. I beat Peggle on my iPod Nano when I was a kid. I'm so glad that it's still getting love to this day.
Totally. The community is honestly thriving more than it ever has. We just started a Peggle League, actually. No greens required, by the way. That is super, super rare for Tem 3. Very happy that that worked out.
A Peggle League? What is a Peggle League?
Yeah, we just started a Peggle League. Basically, every single week there's going to be a new category. And you run it like you would any normal race. So you only have one try. But that means everyone only has one try, even top runners. And there are different like sections of the league. So like runners won't be placed in, you know, brackets with runners that are way more proficient than them. So even if you're a beginner runner, you can join the Peggle League right now. It's a lot of fun. We're still in our first week and we're playing Deluxe Any Percent this week. We didn't decide that. A random number wheel actually did for us. So
iPad なの。
that's pretty fun.
iPod か。iPod な
Whoa,
の
that's。really neat. So does
懐かしいな。
one side mean you can't reset the levels either?
No, you can always reset the levels, and sometimes we do that as a strategic move. You
So you
just
don't
can't
fail.
reset the whole run.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, we reset the levels mostly
一応でき
either
できたの
when
か
we
な。ちょ
know
っと
we're
待って
gonna
みよう。
lose and we don't want to
Okay.
waste any more time by trying to finish the level, or when we want to shuffle the positions of the oranges and or greens. We haven't done it a whole lot this run because we haven't needed to, but it is a
かつてあ
common
っ
strat
た
in
っ
the game.
ぽいか。
No improvement. So there, it said that my shot was the best shot that it could find.
ほうほうほう
Thank
ほう
you,
ほう。
thank you.
Pro gaming. Pro gaming over here.
But there, it improved my shot and got me a free ball. So thank you, Who, for that. Unfortunately, that's not quite what we wanted, though. I like to save a Who for later in the level in this level because he does a really good job at picking out those very last oranges that you're having trouble getting. Like here, it's looking like this is probably going to be a loss because of that. This level is really, really difficult. Like really difficult. I'm gonna see if we can pull out something cool just because we're on stage. But we're probably resetting here.
I thought it was going
Yeah.
to go into the bucket.
Don't we
That's
all?
okay.
That's all right.
You know what?
It happens.
I didn't want tonight to end yet, so really, I'm happy that we reset that level.
Exactly. Who wants Thursday of Flame Fatales to end?
Oh.
I don't. Let's keep it going
ああ、そうそう、なんかミクシーアプリでもあったけれども、そっちではやばいが見れないらしいっていうのは確認しました。
Ah,
It really
that was
has.
so much
It's
fun.
been awesome. Had so much fun hanging out with everyone. It's great stuff. Now the level's going a little bit more in our favor, but we're still going to keep that green for the end and try to get all the oranges on this side so that we
今日も
can
多分あれ
concentrate
かな、
all of the oranges and try to
iPhone
get
版
the
とい
game
うか
to get
iOS
the
版と
force.
か Android 版とか一応あるにはあるのかな。
I was trying to have
Oh,
that
I was
bounce
gonna
back
get over
in.
there.
At least it got a free ball.
Ooh. Yep. That was good.
Good. I was hoping for a free ball there because I want to get the green through that shot to not waste a ball on it.
本当だ、なんか背景に似合わずって言い方しちゃいけないけれども、ものすごく今中華っぽい音がした。
$250 donation from Lucille. It says, loving the friendly and inclusive Peggle vibes.
Oh.
Trans rights now. Thank you,
Yes.
Lucille, for your donation.
Trans rights now. I could not agree more.
Can we get some trans rights in chat, chat?
Yeah. Come on, chat. Let's do it.
いけいけいけ。あ
Wow, that was very mean to me.
We're honestly approaching $62,000. We're only 270 away
No
from that.
way.
I
Oh.
cannot believe it. Yeah,
I can't
we
believe
have
that
done
either.
so well today.
あ。
And Feel the
お
Noise
ー
is letting us
しい。
enjoy Peggle for a little while longer, so let's do it. Unfortunately, it was very, very mean to me there. Sometimes the game, you will do shots that you think are going to work out, but because moving pegs are really random, it just won't happen. Every now and again.
Sometimes Peggle give it, then sometimes Peggle taketh right back away.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's
ああ、
what these
全。
games, right? Because this is randomly generated. So
Oh.
each level chat, it's random where the orange and green pegs are.
どっちかっていうとこう、
I
なんだ
mean,
ろ
you
う、まあ
can't
どの国
make
ってい
a
うよ
plan
りも
ahead of
ア
time.
ジアっ
This
ぽいっ
is
てい
60
う
levels of
ニュアンスなのかな。
random generation
アジアっぽいってニュアンスすげえあれだな。
on the fly planning. So it's really impressive.
ざっくりしすぎてるな。
What Satan herself is pulling off for us tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, Feel the Noise is a run killer. There's kind of an equivalent level in Peggle Deluxe, although that one
い
is
やー、これ
harder in my opinion.
難しいな。
Good. Zenthal might be able to save us here. Probably not, but we'll try. Yeah, didn't think so.
You were saying though that the
Oh,
shots
you get-
aren't
you
random.
get a
So
call?
if you do the exact same shot, the ball will bounce the same way. Though, is that
Exactly
the case?
right.
Okay.
Exactly. And the thing that that's useful for is we can do shots like pixel shots. So, you know, the exact pixel. And because it's exact, it'll be the same every time.
That's really neat.
Okay. Ah. Yeah, I was hoping that hitbox wouldn't quite be in that hitbox, but it
難しい
was.
な。
Unfortunate. That's how these things go.
I see chat calling for it. They want to see if we can make 62K before the end of the night, before we finish this run, to finish the night strong.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get a Zen night. Where points are money, and who finds the way to get the most money. Yeah, I made that work.
Oh,
Totally.
yeah.
Really good joke. Wow, this is a tough layout.
It looks tough. I don't know how any of this is happening. It's all wizardry to me.
Fair enough. Also, I just want to point out that Who's dream is to be a rocker, and his band that we saw in the last level was called The Who.
Oh, that's so great. Look at him in the back there. I just noticed him in the back there. That's amazing.
I know. Another wonderful thing about Peggle, and unfortunately you don't get as much time to enjoy it in the runs, but you can play the game for yourself and just enjoy,
これ
is
後
the
半というか
amazing
もう終
background
盤なんだろう
details
け
that are
ど、
just everywhere.
むずく
In
ね。
the runs, we have named several of the background characters in the run, like Gerald and Huey, if you remember from the SG to Q run. If not, go watch it because it's
行
awesome.
くか行くか
Yeah, so
行かない。
there's so many really cool little details in these games. They're
だ
with such love and care.
Nice.
All old PopCap games are. It's just great. Speaking of, I also speedrun
今
Plants
日は
vs.
ですね、なん
Zombies.
か確か AGD、違う、SGDQ か何かで 走られていたかと思います。
So
どっちの方だった
good,
っけ
right?
Ah, it's amazing. I think that was one of the first
ペ
of
グ
its kind.
ルのどれだっけ
Truly. It's
いっぱいある。わから
And
ん
you。play it really not like you for speedrunning. It's
あ、
really
キャラ
not
が変わっ
like
た。
casual. You should really just see it to believe it.
何が起きてるこれ。
What do you mean? Like it's like stressful, or you play it like in a ludicrous way?
No, it just has really, really different mechanics.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just different things than you would normally do. Like we plant 4 columns of sunflowers, and any casual player looks at that and is like, "You don't need 4 columns of sunflowers," but we actually do.
All right, that's fun. I'll add that to the list. Very cool.
Yeah. But also, you just saw our
Nice.
newest member of the Peggle crew, Marina. Her dream is to become a Peggle master. And she has a really, really powerful power called Electro Bolt that we just saw on that level. Destroy those lines of pegs. And we're going to see it here again. Destroy some lines of pegs, hopefully.
So then my understanding is that she wishes to be
そうで
Satan
すね、
herself.
特にここ最近は結構イベントラッシュで、
Mayhaps, mayhaps.
この、今やっている、フレームファタルズ2023が終わった後も、あれかな、別のイベントが確か控えていて、こちらの方で再配信する予定なので、
Did you notice her
ぜひ
colors?
ね、そちらの方も
Her colors are the blue, pink, and purple right
遊び
there.
に来ていただけると嬉しいですね。
Also, if you're wondering who's trans rights, in my opinion, Jimmy. But that's
Which one was
just
that?
Jimmy is the hamster, the second master we saw in the game that did the multi-ball.
Oh my goodness, that one went by. I should have seen Jimmy. There's been so many masters so far. It's hard to keep track.
Truly. There I knew the geometry would be favorable to me getting a free ball, but I didn't need it, so that was good. Okay,
Nice work.
this is a new timing strat I invented 2 days ago. Let's see if it works.
BGM で笑ってしまう。
2 days. Okay.
It did.
First try every time. Look at it go, chat.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is kind of like the helix of this game.
やば
We
い。
don't have a helix equivalent. So, yeah, it does that.
That is so satisfying.
Yeah, super
That was
cool.
incredible.
But I just found the timing to make that work. This is how accessible strats are. Really, seriously, if you want to find strats for this game, even if you don't want to run them, that is absolutely a thing that anybody can do. Anybody. Super accessible.
Yeah, you know, chat. Some of the best speedrun strats are found by casual players just playing the game too. Like
Exactly
a lot
right.
of really big ones. Yeah.
Exactly right. It was an accident that we found the strat that saves the most time in Peggle Deluxe and Extreme, which was the text box skip. Every level, you can click on the continue twice using your left and right mouse button at the same time, and it'll skip a text box that appears at the beginning of the next screen. And it's just a thing.
Wow.
Discovered by accident.
Oh, that's the best. Accidental strats. I love it.
Yep. It was also apparently programmed by accident because we are in contact with one of the main developers of Peggle Deluxe. And he said he doesn't think that that's in there on
この
purpose.
キャラの能力が気持ちいいのかわからないけ
Thanks,
ど、
Dev.
見てて
Shout out
爽
to
快感
Brian.
がある。
Love ya. Thank you for gracing our community after the SGDQ 2023 run. Just an example of all the amazing things GDQ does for the communities of the games it features, and for every community, really, in speedrunning. So, yeah, awesome stuff.
I love to see it when the devs get involved. It makes me so happy.
I know, isn't it great?
Oh, it is great. Speedrunning community is like the most inclusive community in the world.
It's really true. It's like that Solar Ash run from earlier, this marathon, which was amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So many awesome runs to shout out.
おー。
We'll be here for another week shouting them all out.
Exactly. we'll just say I
箱丸版、
got back from a
Xbox
cake adventure,
360
if you
丸
wanna
版
figure
が
out which run that was.
やばいの
Um,
発生率が高い。
recently.
Oh my
いいっすね。
Yeah, speaking of people, I should kind of shout some people out here because there's a lot of people in the Peggle community that we love dearly and who have made this game what it is today. Before we get into the master levels that are really difficult and quite interesting. First of all, Puppis. Puppis is our boards moderator for most of the categories, and he absolutely spoils us. We did not mention him in SGDQ 2023, and I just want to give a huge shout out to him here. Does so much work for the entire community. Thank you so much for that. Ozvenom D&D, we were talking about the Peggle League earlier. There's also another big event that we put on called the Peggle Battle Royale, and Oz does a lot of work for both of those. So thank you so much for organizing all the stuff for us. Yeah, the Peggle Battle Royale also is usually open to all as well. So another thing that you can all check out. Even if you don't have much Peggle experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see.
Nice.
Helios WX. Haven't mentioned Helios yet. Top runner. Always almost winning the Peggle Battle Royale. We love you. Just
あ、最後はあれなんだ。キャラ選べるんだ。ほうほうほうほう。
Love them very much.
で、この貫通持ちの子を選ぶと。
There's so many people in this community that are just
ほう
incredible.
ほうほうほう。
Doing a pixel strat there so that we can clear out most of the right side.
Oh yeah.
That one doesn't have a bucket timing. We just got lucky.
That was great.
Thank you.
I always say I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Well, then you should definitely play Peggle.
Excellent.
I'm joking.
I'll still be there.
Okay, we choose Cinder for this level because of this.
Whee! Oh yeah, that's so satisfying. Oh, look at that. Are we getting? Oh, I thought we were gonna get them all.
Oh,
お、あー惜しい。
jeez. Really fast level though. That was one of the fastest levels I've ever played of that level, I would say.
That
So,
was wonderful.
got a treat
あ、しか
there,
もステー
y'all.
ジごとに選べるのか。
So these last levels, you get to
いいっすね。
pick your master before going into them.
Exactly right. These are the last 5 levels of the game. They are really, really difficult. And so that means the game gives you the good graces of being able to choose whatever master you want. I didn't scroll down far enough there. That's okay. We can make it work. Not too worried.
While we enter these last few levels of the run, we do have another
Oh.
$10 donation from Ice Cream, which says, Peggle
こ
hi.
のキャラもなかなか、
Peggle
Absolutely.
hype.
なかなかやべえな。
Peggle hype is correct.
Oh,
Totally
so
right.
good. Extreme
isn't
Fever,
this
they're still
music
going.
Keep going. More donations.
Yeah, vibe into the music and Extreme Fever. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have $80 from Kalis. It reads less than 3. Thank you so much for your donation. We also have $25 from Bagrond. Education for all and gaming for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Background. That's a member of my community. Thank you so much for the donation. Good to see you.
That's awesome. So much Peggle love. So many people from your community have turned up. I love it.
いやー、やらしいとこが残っ
Where
たな。
Peggle goes, the Pegglers follow
Nice.
pretty much every time.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a very, very supportive community. One of our top Peggle runners, who I haven't mentioned yet, but I will now, I'm going to restart this level because that opener didn't quite go like I wanted it to.
やり直し。
Saw a tactical restart. There you go. Brass Feet just did a run at ESA, and just the love for that, even though it was late at night, was incredible. I am so happy with this community. Y'all are fantastic. Yeah, so even though there's lots of weird moving walls in this level, we've still come up with some strats that pretty consistently get free balls.
いいぞいいぞ。
So you saw a few of them there.
ナイス。
Yeah. We got pretty lucky because we cleared out the entire right side here, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Trying to get that one there too. Do a safety free ball, even though we're pretty safe.
おー。
We're gonna get this one.
ああ、すごい。
Yeah, I just took a second to decide there because I had one that I wanted to do intuitively, but then I realized there would be another one that would look cooler.
ナイス。
Whee! Nice job.
Whee! Also, you saw there, Marina really goes for lines of pegs. She doesn't go just for a straight line between the first peg you hit and the ball bucket. So you can use that in interesting ways, like we just saw there, to get some out-of-the-way pegs.
These slides, I think, are my favorite. They're just so satisfying to watch it go through.
I'm glad you like them. Those are strats I learned pretty recently. They're pixel shots, so they're pretty precise.
Okay, that's why we're getting the streamer lean.
Exactly. There we go.
お
Just hoping to show
ー。
that one off.
That's great.
お、
Yeah, this level's fun.
Oh,
it is
nice.
absolutely full of slides. Really hard level, though. One of the hardest in the whole game.
This is the second last level?
It is! That's a really good thing to mention. We are almost done.
Wow. And you said, too, that there's something super secret at the end
Oh.
that you're
I
with us?
do. Yes,
Ooh.
it's not going to take very long, and I did to get it cleared, but I'm excited to show it off.
I'm very excited.
と。
Okay, this is going to be interesting. Good, I'm glad I got the safety free. I wanted that
Oh,
because
way to
of
go.
exactly that. Exactly that problem.
おー、ナイス。
Perfect. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Way to clutch that one out.
Thank you. And we're going to end with our favorite guy, Bjorn.
次、ここでラストか。
Bjorn is actually, believe it or not, the best master for this stage. Even though Tula is the best master in general, the master levels in this game actually, you want to use different masters for them. And Bjorn is really good for this one. Some people do use Tula or Marina actually, but Bjorn is really good for this one because there are a lot of obstacles in your way. All of these pink lines and little balls here are all obstacles. So he can help you aim around those. Very helpful.
So while we clear out this last level, I'd like to read one more donation here. We have
Absolutely.
$25 from Quiet Brook. Loving the run so far tonight. Keep going fast. And trans rights. Thank you so much for your donation.
おー。うんま。
I was hoping to get that on the first try.
Otto.
That's a tough one to aim correctly. There we go. What I do to make small adjustments there is
一応
just
ここ
use
に
the
この辺に
mouse
飛ぶかもみたいな。
click wheel or
あ、
your
ガイドが出るんですね。
your keyboard arrows to make small adjustments in the game. If you're just starting out, it's a good little tip.
うまい。
So keyboard arrow, small adjustments.
Yeah,
uma.
and we're about to end here, so
Last Extreme Fever.
おー、GG
There it
かな。
that's Extreme Fever. And that is time.
Wow, GG. That was awesome. That
お
was
ー、
exactly
GG で
estimate.
す。
I'm not even joking.
No way.
Exactly 122. Was
Oh,
122
that's
the
so
estimate?
cool.
Yeah.
いやー、すげえもん見た
You。hit it perfectly.
Wow. I will say the mid game of that run was exceptional. It was the early game and the late game that slowed us down there. But it was an awesome run. I really, really enjoyed that.
そうか、
Thanks
これが
everybody
ペグ
for
ル
coming.
か。
Super, super fun. I'm gonna show y'all a fun little thing here. Let's see.
いやー、
I'm excited. I've been waiting for hours for whatever this is.
Okay, let's do it real quick. It's fine.
大工を演奏できるのか。
Wait. Okay, 1 second.
I love how it says flame back fatales 2023 on there.
It didn't activate. Yeah, I made the file fatales 2023. Okay, we'll do it right this time. I think my rhythm was a little off.
太鼓演奏できるのいいな。
Wait, okay, I know what the problem is. Wait, no. It's you skip challenge.
Are you playing Ode to Joy?
No, you don't skip challenge. What do you skip? Yes, I am.
I can tell.
What? Why isn't it working? This is so weird.
I can feel the Ode to Joy though. That's the song that plays every Extreme Fever.
Why isn't it working? Okay. Usually this unlocks super secret extra credits. I don't really know why it's not working right now. I think I'm messing up the notes. But this is an Easter egg you can get in every Peggle game. So try it out for yourself. You can look up a video to do online. It's super easy, but it gives you super secret credits for being a cool Peggle person. Also, fun fact about Ode to Joy in this game. Ode to Joy was a placeholder in Peggle testing, but everybody loved it so much when they played the game in beta or in alpha that the developers decided to keep it.
That is amazing. Wow, I had no idea. That's incredible.
There's so much Peggle lore.
Do you have any other closing remarks before I close us out here for tonight?
Yeah, of course. Where you guys can find me, my name's SatanHerself, but my Twitch handle is SatanIsn'tHerself, which is weird, but that's the way things are. You can find me at SatanHerself on YouTube, though. I do trailers for the Peggle Battle Royales, other Peggle-related things. It's the Peggle Deluxe tutorial is up there, and the Peggle Knights tutorial should be up there probably in the next month. So that's great. The Peggle Discord is linked on any Peggle SRC page, but especially Peggle the Knights.
いや、私は至って正気のはずなんですが。
So if you want to join us, absolutely do. Again, shout out to everyone in the Peggle community, my partner for cheering me on, my family, and to Flame Fatales for putting on an awesome event.
Honestly, that was Peg-tastic. Thank you so much for sharing that run with us tonight. Chat, can we get another round of Extreme Fever for SatanHerself? That was quite the showcase. I loved every minute of it.
ちょっと考えておきましょう。